Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Thomson, and I am the North American Sales Manager for the Arazy Group. We are an international consultancy spanning several continents, and we assist medical device companies with regulatory compliance submissions as they enter new markets. Our company was established almost 2 decades ago, and we now provide services in over 100 countries around the globe. In 2013, our company formed a successful partnership with Toxikon, one of the world's premier accredited research and testing facilities. Both leaders in their field, Arazy Group and Toxikon offer a comprehensive suite of preclinical and regulatory compliance services, helping manufacturers around the world to achieve regulatory approval for devices of all risk classes. Today, we will share our joint experience and expertise with you to shed some light on regulatory strategies and with a focus on colorants in devices. Please feel free to type your questions in the question box throughout the presentation, and I will discuss them during the question period at the end of this webinar. We realize that we have a very diverse audience today, and we have worked to ensure that overall both parts of the presentation will have value for everyone, and we thank you for joining us. When preparing a successful dossier for regulatory approval, colorants are one of a number of elements that are considered prior to the submission. And to ensure submission success, it's essential that there is an efficient and cost-effective process in place for its completion. So before John Iannone from Toxikon talks more specifically about the regulatory challenges of colorants in medical devices, let's start with a look at the bigger picture, the process and strategy behind regulatory submissions in a globalized regulatory landscape. At the Arazy Group, we've been serving early startups, medium-sized, and top 100 multinational medtech companies. And the greatest lesson we have learned through our experience is that the future of a medical or diagnostic device manufacturer depends not only on their ability to innovate, but also very much on the ability to get products to market. And the key to getting your product to market is an integrated strategy toward regulatory approval. Without regulatory approval, no device can be sold, no revenue can be generated, and no growth can be obtained. In spite of this, the practice of regulatory affairs has hardly changed over the last 40 years. It remains a fragmented, costly, and inefficient process managed manually and mostly through local distributors or consulting services. So let's look at the current situation. As growth in the medical device sector continues to shift from the traditional US, EU, and Japanese markets towards emerging markets, and the need to get to market first is becoming more and more important, the regulatory landscape has become increasingly complex. In fact, even in the EU, where requirements should have been harmonized under one directive, the implementation of regulations is rarely uniform across the board. There is more and more pressure on regulatory professionals to keep up with the changing global market, and the industry is looking for new ways to deal with the challenges posed specifically by those emerging markets. Latin America, the Middle East, Russia, India, East Asia. These are the regions manufacturers target today in order to secure their growth. And yes, these markets promise growth, but they also come with their own set of problems. Korea, China, and Russia, for example, require local testing for electrical and toxicity compliance, among others, which may cause undue delay and expense. And there are many more challenges in the new regulatory landscape. As you enter emerging markets, you will find that you may not have all the regulatory and market intelligence that you need for your submission. You may not have all the people and infrastructure you need in the local markets. Overly complex processes and requirements often need high investments. Regulatory barriers and unexpected difficulties delay your time to market. You lose control of your licenses, which are now owned by local distributors. And in that process, you also lose control of your intellectual property. Language and cultural barriers don't make your work any easier. And finally, keeping track of post-market activities, changing regulatory requirements, and license renewals extend the difficulties far past the actual approval process. Let's take a quick poll to see which challenges are most relevant for you.
Thank you, Mark, for that. We certainly do have a poll question here for the audience, and you can vote on this in real time by clicking on your screen. The question we have for you, when entering a new market, what poses the greatest challenge to you? And your options on the screen are lack of regulatory and market intelligence. Another option, lack of local partners and suppliers. Your third option, exceedingly high cost. Your last two options, long time to market and license ownership and control of IP. Again, that question you can vote on in real time by clicking on your screen. That question again, when entering a new market, what poses the greatest challenge to you? Looks like most of you have voted at this point, so I'm going to close polling now and share the results with everyone. 44% of you said lack of regulatory and market intelligence. That was followed at 29%, long time to market. 11% of you said license ownership and control of IP. That was followed by exceedingly high cost at 9%, and 6% of you said lack of local partners and suppliers. And with that, Mark, I'll hand back the mic to you.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for the polling results. These are all common problems, of course, that we see when working with our clients around the globe. And certainly lack of information is one of the biggest issues that most manufacturers face. With License Sale, we overcome that challenge quite readily and are able to help manufacturers seek approvals in a very timely and efficient fashion. Let's return to the slides.